home. So we'll get started right now. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for all coming out today. All right. Good. All right, this is the statement of compliance with the Sunshine Law. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Specifically, the annual notice was emailed to the West Essex Tribune and the Star Ledger on January 2nd, 2024. The agenda and resolutions for the meeting are available on www.livingstonnj.org. Certain portions of this meeting may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and/or discussed in closed session will be made known to the public at a later time. Notice to the members of the governing body and the township staff: any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be solely used for the purposes of township business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. To the extent possible, this evening's Township of Livingston Council meeting will be live streamed via Facebook at www.facebook.com/Livingston Township NJ. Questions or comments will also be accepted by emailing livcomments@livingstonNJ.org by 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Each speaker should follow the rules of order in Livingston Code Section 2-15. Roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Buptani.
Here.
Viera.
Present.
Klein.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt.
Here.
Mayor Anthony.
Here. Where is Arjun here? Arjun, can you come up for a second? Can you just start us off on the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay. Thank you. Is Eileen Fishman here tonight, Essex County? Eileen, there you are. Come on up. We're just waiting for our microphone. It's right.
As I was saying, is it on? Yeah. Happy spring, I guess. The county has a lot of activities happening in the month of May, and I will list a few of them, aside from all of the ones we have at the Environmental Center, like different kinds of tours and group activities. They're having computer and electronics recycling on the 18th of May in Cedar Grove, 99 West Bradford Avenue, which is one of our DPW sites, from 9 to 3. A job fair, May 30th, at the Essex County College on Market Street in Newark from 10 to 2, and there will be over 130 employers there. And Essex County Paper Shredding Day, which is June 1st, 8:30 to noon, also at Bradford Avenue in Cedar Grove. And last but not least, the Essex County Family Pride Night at the Turtleback Zoo, June 15th, 5:30 to 9:30, and there's a $12 fee per person. And that is it for us, so have a good evening.
Thank you, Eileen. Appreciate it. Okay, next we have the presentations, proclamations. The first one is for the Future Business Leaders of America. Nasha, you want to come up here?
Say a couple of words for her?
Yeah.
So I think I can say a few.
Our councilman would rather stay seated for the comments.
A couple of words. I think. Let me say a couple of words about you, Naisha, because this is no small achievement. So Naisha is really, and I'm not going to steal anything that we have on the plaque, but you have placed first. So she has placed first in the state, representing. She's going to represent all of us, New Jersey, to the nationals. And the one that she did was career research competition about politicians, future business leader of America. She's also placed third for business etiquette. I think that's needed. And for all of this doing, she is a middle schooler. So congratulations, Naisha. Well done.
Nasha, I was going to make comments there, but no, that's okay. We'll come down in a second and present you with this. So Nasha, you and my daughter Bella are friends and in middle school. And I've known you for a while now, and I can't remember what I was doing in middle school, but you were running podcasts, which I don't listen to podcasts that much, but I've listened to your 2 episodes on, you had a psychologist there with the 3 types of environments. It's school, home, and with your friends.
Yes, so what we talk mainly about is the 3 main components of a student's life, which is obviously their home life, their school life, and then their outside life, meaning their friends, parties, everything. And we try to connect with various teens on those topics. So that's what it's
And that
about.
was the second one. I
Yeah.
listened to the first one on student leadership,
yeah.
which was amazing as well.
you.
So this, you are going down to Orlando,
Yeah.
representing New Jersey.
Yes.
At the end of June.
Yeah.
For the Future Business Leaders of America. Do you want to say anything about how you got this far?
I mean, honestly, this whole club, this whole organization, it means so much to me. FBLA, it's given me so many opportunities because the career research competition, it made me realize how I can get into politics because it took 3 months of hardcore dedication to understand the lives of a politician, what they do, the responsibilities, and how to really get there. So from that, I was able to understand what I can do for my future. So it's been like a whole process, but I love that process. So yeah.
That's great. You're amazing. We're going to come down there and present you with this citation. And
you.
we have the Assemblywoman. Do you have a proclamation as well?
I do.
All right.
A citation. The word citation. So, Naisha contacted me and said, I'd like to interview you for a day in the life of a politician. And she goes, do you mind writing for me a couple of the things that you do in a day? And I said, no, you have 15 minutes, that's my day. Ask me whatever you want, but I literally have 15 minutes on my schedule. And then she contacted me and she said, Assemblywoman, I want you to know that I secured first place and will be representing the state of New Jersey advancing to the national level on a day on the life of a politician. And I thought that that was just an amazing achievement for the 15 minutes I gave her. So she must have done an incredible job. So on behalf of the state of New Jersey, this is not the first citation you will receive, I am sure. And she also said she wanted to be an assemblywoman in the future. I said she could be governor. So here is a commendation for you from the state of New Jersey and the 27th Legislative District, praising you for your achievements.
Oh my God,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Assemblywoman, do you actually call them citations at the state too?
Yes.
Oh my, oof.
Citations, proclamations, resolutions, we have more than usual.
Can I just say thank you so much to Assemblywoman Rosie? I could not have done this without your insights, everything. I was able to understand what a politician is like through you. So thank you. And I aspire to say, well, I don't have time, you have 15 minutes. So yeah. Oh my gosh.
Why don't you, here, Nasha, come on up. Yeah. Okay, so Nasha, Assemblywoman, my daughter has already said you're going to become the President of the United States. No, oh, that's nice, yes.
Oh, which side should I come? Okay.
So, Nasha, this is a citation. The mayor and the members of the Livingston Township Council are pleased to honor you for the first place in the career research competition and third place on the business etiquette exam, and for representing the state of New Jersey at the Future Business Leaders of America, FBLA, Nationals. Congratulations.
I'm sorry about the jeans. It was, wear jeans for veterans in the assembly.
I'm joined to have my granddaughter.
Come on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm veteran from Indian Army. Rana is my name. Thank you.
Here, come on in.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, sir. Please, carry on.
No, come on.
Oh, no, I'm-
Yeah, can I?
Yes.
I love public speaking, sorry. But I wanted to say thank you so much to all the council members, especially our beloved mayor and Kathan, sir. This could not have been possible without any of you guys. You guys are always improving this whole town, and it cannot be anything without you guys. So thank you. And I would also love to say thank you, obviously, to Assemblywoman Rosie, and if I could just say a few words to my parents and my family. My grandfather is actually flown all the way from India, representing my whole family in India right now. So it means a lot to me that he's here. And my parents did tell me I don't need to say thank you to them, but in true 14-year-old rebellious fashion, I have to say thank you and go against your word. I would be nothing without you guys. Even at times when I wanted to hang out with my friends or go and watch TV, they would strictly tell me no. I found it very annoying at the time, but I know that you did it for the best of me. So thank you for that. And I want to say thank you to my best friends, Alia and Araya. I'm nothing without you guys. You guys are the funniest people in the world. And to my aunt, Nani, I love you. Sonia Lavit, but yes. And to my cousins, Neil and Natasha, who I know couldn't be here, and also to Sakshi, I love you so much. And to Miss Cooney, my FBLA advisor, thank you for your dedication towards FBLA, and FBLA would be nothing without you. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Alexis. Ready? All right. Thank you. We now move on to the promotions, and we have Chief Marshutz coming up, and I'll let you take it away. Always a beautiful night in Livingston with the promotions.
Thank you for having us. We really
And thank you for LPD being here tonight. Thank you so much.
This is new for me. First time in 35 years, I'm actually nervous about following somebody from middle school. She did an amazing job. And certainly the pressure's on. So where'd she go? Where's she? Oh, that was incredible. Congratulations to you. I'm going to ask for a little bit of help tonight from Mr. Lewis. Can you just do me a favor and hand the badges for me tonight, please? So, quick introduction. My name is Gary Marchutz, and I have the privilege and honor of serving as the police chief here in Livingston. I want to welcome everybody to Livingston who's here for our promotional ceremony tonight. If you're not here, you're here. If you're here for the regular council meeting, I'm sorry for you. You have a couple hours of council meeting after this, I'm sure. I'm going to keep it short because I was told, somebody whispered in my ear that I should use some brevity tonight because they have a lot of actual business to deal with tonight. But real quick, I always ask for the first round of applause to be for the hardworking patrol officers of the Livingston Police Department. So. If it wasn't for the hard work of the patrol officer and their commitment and their dedication, we would not have a successful agency. And that also includes our dispatchers and our support staff as well. So thank you very much for that. So I'm going to go right into that. They wanted me to be a little scripted and a little brief tonight because they do have a lot of business to tend to. So I just want to say, under our form of government, the township manager promotes. But we are fortunate to have a manager who creates a process with the input from the police unit, and then includes the chief and the captains in that process. He's intelligent and possesses a large amount of common sense, which is what we appreciate the most. From the start of my tenure, the manager and I often talk about succession, making sure that the department will be in good hands for years to come. So I want to thank Mr. Lewis for that. Also, we're going to thank the council, but we're going to do that at the end because the council, certainly, we couldn't do it without their support as well. The reason why I'm going to wait for the council to the end to thank them is because after we're done with the families, I'm going to have everybody that's receiving a promotion tonight, swearing in tonight, I'm going to ask them to come back up, and we'll do one photo just with the honorees tonight with the council at the end. Does that sound like a good idea? I'm trying to keep this a little bit brief. Hold on. Now I need my glasses. All right, I'm going to call up Captain Russell Muller. Can you come up? Also, I'm going to ask you to call up somebody to hold the Bible.
My girlfriend Christina, please, and my family.
Okay, so would Christina and family come up to hold the Bible? While we swear in Captain Russ Muller. Oh, well, hold on. I'm going to read the bio real quick. Well, you want to do the bios first? Let me read the bio real quick. So Captain Muller graduated from Stockton University with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He graduated from the Morris County Police Academy, Class 52, in December of 1998. He was hired by the Livingston Police Department as a police officer in July of 1999. Throughout his career, he worked in both the Patrol Division and the Traffic Division and has held the positions of Patrol Sergeant, Patrol Lieutenant before being promoted to Captain in February of 2024. Captain Muller would like to thank his girlfriend, Christina, and family for all their love and support. And that's it. We're ready to go. You ready? Who reads the oath? Who reads the oath?
The town clerk.
Yeah. Mr. Cantor, are you with us tonight? Who reads the oath? The mayor? I thought it, usually it's an attorney, but we're never sure. All right, yeah. We're usually never short on attorneys around here. So. Wrong one. I need 224. That's okay. Well, just keep it up here. Please come up. Yeah. What are they? Oh, sorry.
Ready? Put a hand up. Right hand on the Bible, left hand up in the air.
Yep. Right hand up. We've done this 100 times.
Yes. Stand here. Okay. You ready? Okay. Make this easy. You can see along with me here. I, Russell Muller,
I, Russell Muller,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same and the governments established in the United States
to the same and the governments established within the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of captain according to the best of my ability,
perform all the duties of captain according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Pin the badge on. Yep. Russell?
Christina just said I do. I do.
Oh, hold on, wait. Let them take a photo. See if they want to take a family. We're going to do family photos, and then at the end, we'll do one photo with the council. Russell, I still got to pin your badge on you. Okay. You done? You got to turn this way. So, yeah, okay. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you. Do you want to introduce your family real quick?
My family real quick, my girlfriend Christina, my mother Louise, my brother Larry, my nephew Ethan, and my brother's wife Lauren.
That's just a family picture, and then at the end, we're going to just real quick do a photo with the council, without the families. Thank you. Russell's a little interested in what the Rangers are doing right now. He was a hockey player. So he was a goalie in hockey, and fortunately for us, the net, when he was in net, it was everybody's net. So that's very fortunate for us. Okay, next up, Joe DeAndrea, otherwise known as Duke to us. It's a nickname his father gave him, Joe DeAndrea, Captain DeAndrea. You ready for this? I'm ready, Chief. All right, then let's call up your family also then. Am I moving along? Good. All right. I'm going to read his bio. Captain DeAndrea was born and raised in Livingston and graduated from Livingston High School in 1994. He then went on to graduate from Syracuse University with a bachelor's degree in business. He was hired by the Township of Livingston as a police officer on July 11th, 2005. He then graduated from the Morris County Police Academy. His father is with us tonight. He's a retired sergeant from the Livingston Police Department, and Joe's a third-generation police officer. I think, Joe, you retired in 1988? 88. So that, and I got hired in 1988. So there's a good chance that I took your position. So I thank you for that. Throughout his career, he has held the position of patrolman, detective, sergeant, detective lieutenant, and now captain. And he also would like to thank his family with him tonight. We have Kim, Joey, Gia, Angelo, Cindy, Haley, and Austin. Is that correct? Did I miss anybody? And Mrs. DeAndrea. I forgot Mrs. DeAndrea is here, too. So, all right, we're ready for the oath, I think. You ready? I do not have the Bible. Oh, it's behind you.
Hey, Joe. Syracuse. Yeah, me too. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, law school. Yeah. All right. Try this without my glasses here. Okay, see it? You good? Okay. Get close here. I, Joe DeAndrea,
Joe DeAndrea,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of captain according to the best of my ability,
perform all the duties of captain according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What a great family.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, you want to just real quick introduce everybody? Or did I already get it? Did I get everybody?
Yep.
Okay,
My mother-in-law down there, and then that's my brother-in-law, Rob, and my sister, Heather.
okay.
And then everybody else we got.
All right, then I'm going to pin on your badge, and away you go. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to let you. So we have a, yep, take that. So we have a tradition in the Livingston Police Department. If your family member was in law enforcement or in the military, then they can pin on the badge for them. So he's going to have his father pin on a badge for him. Good enough. Haley, 244. Right? They're just generic. Yeah, they didn't get theirs yet. Okay. We're getting it. Congratulations again, Duke. We did this once in the park, and I forgot who it was for, but we asked him to bring up his family, and we had 25 people come up with, I forgot who it was. All right, next up is Lieutenant Vince Daly, Detective Lieutenant Vince Daly. You ready, Vince? All right, call up your family, Vince. Who's going to hold the Bible for you? I see Rachel and Ava and Amelia. And we all have the same bedtime, right? Me and you guys? But I get called in the middle of the night, though. Okay, Lieutenant Daly was born and raised in Livingston and graduated from Livingston High School in 1994. He then went on to serve our country as a Marine for 4 years. Semper Fi to you. He is a graduate of Rutgers University with a bachelor's degree in psychology. He was hired by the Township of Livingston as a police officer on January 1st, 2008. He then graduated from the Morris County Police Academy. Through his career, he has held the position of patrolman, detective sergeant, and now detective lieutenant. He's a former member of the Livingston Police Emergency Service Unit team as a team sniper. And today he would like to thank his family as well, Rachel, Ava, and Amelia. That's it. Got it? I got it.
You need a law degree. How are you? Okay. I, Vincent Daly,
I, Vincent Daly,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in the state under the authority of the people.
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of lieutenant according to the best of my ability.
perform all of the duties of lieutenant according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Hi, kiddies.
Thank you, sir. Vince, I'm going to pin you back. Oh, you want to take a photo? Okay, take a photo. Okay, yeah, then you have the badge on you for the photo. All right. Yeah, that's it. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief.
The one that's beat up, the one that's more beat up, that was Majoli's. Yeah, I think it's, no, that one. I don't know. Yeah, go figure it out. Thanks, Vince. Okay, next we have John Majuli. Please come forward. Lieutenant John Majuli, you want to bring up your family to hold the Bible? Would you like to do that? So John's sister Kathy is a detective with the Summit Police Department, and she's here tonight because she's going to pin the badge on Lieutenant Majuli. All right. That usually helps. Okay, Lieutenant Majuli graduated from Rutgers University with a bachelor's degree in the administration of justice. He graduated from the Morris County Police Academy, Class 53, in February of 1999. And after working for the Morris County Sheriff's Department, he was hired by the Township of Livingston as a police officer in August of 2000. Throughout his career, Lieutenant Majuli has held the position of detective, patrol sergeant, while both working in the patrol division and the detective bureau. Lieutenant Majuli would like to thank his family for all the support and love, and with us is Christina, Johnny, Gabby, and Lieutenant Majuli likes to also recognize his beloved dogs, Turkey and Wishbone, for all their love and support as well. And I'm pretty sure this is the second time that Turkey and Wishbone got an honorable mention here. So if you ever get promoted again, I want to actually see them here, okay? And also, John is now our range master and firearms instructor for the department as well. And like I said, we have Kathy Majuli here tonight, a detective from the Summit Police Department too. So, all right, I think we're ready for the oath. Yep, Christina, that's it. You got it. Oh, got it. You just grab it from me.
I know. Hey, John. Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? I'm doing well. I, John Majuli,
I, John Majuli,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people.
to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of lieutenant according to the best of my ability.
perform all the duties of lieutenant according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Get a photo? Did you get a photo? Yeah. We didn't get a family photo. Just take a photo of these guys. You don't need John. You guys are good. Thank you. Come back up though at the end. We're gonna do one more photo at the end. Congratulations. Thank you. Good seeing you. Great. I think we're up to Lieutenant Collins now. The generic, yeah, because that's 226, right? Okay, can I have Lieutenant Collins step forward? Nicholas Collins. You want to bring Michelle? Yeah. Hold up by you. His wife Michelle is here tonight. He has two sons that couldn't make it tonight. They're a little older and they're a little committed and have a lot of commitments tonight. So Lieutenant Collins is a graduate of Seton Hall University with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He was hired by the Township of Livingston as a police officer on January 1st, 2003. He then graduated from the Somerset Police Academy. Prior to working here in Livingston, he was an officer for the NYPD from 2001 to 2003. Throughout his career, he has held the position of patrol officer, detective, administrative sergeant, patrol sergeant, and now lieutenant. And like I said, with him tonight is his wife, Michelle, and he is also very much involved with our training, traffic, and our hiring process. And he does a lot of work for us on the administrative end. And he's going to set the Livingston Police Department up for years to come with the caliber of the hirees that he brings to us, to the command staff for review. So we are indebted to him for that as well. So I think we're ready for the oath, Mayor. Thank you, sir.
I, Nicholas Collins,
I, Nicholas Collins,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
now you lost me, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States and in the state under the authority of the people.
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of lieutenant according to the best of my ability.
perform all the duties of lieutenant according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
All right, let me pin you first, and then they can take a photo. All right, this may hurt.
Don't worry, I'm not sweaty.
All right. That's close enough. Congratulations. I haven't heard anybody yet. First time I heard somebody, then I'm going to wear the glasses.
Sir, thank you.
Congratulations. Yep. Make sure you thank Nicholas and Jackson for us as well when you get home tonight. All right, our last promotion for tonight is going to be Lieutenant Derek Wyatt. So I'm going to ask Lieutenant Derek Wyatt to come forward. and his family. Congratulations. Good to see you. Jennifer, who's holding the Bible, Jennifer? All right, there you go. Before we do the oath, I'm going to read your bio real quick. Only the good stuff I got in here, so. No. So Lieutenant Derek Wyatt graduated from Stockton University with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He graduated from the Morris County Police Academy Class 53 in February of 1999, and after working in Montgomery Township, he was hired by the Township of Livingston as a police officer in August of 2000. Throughout his career, Lieutenant Wyatt has held the positions of detective and patrol sergeant while working in a patrol division, traffic division, and the detective bureau. Lieutenant Wyatt currently serves as the commander of the police department's emergency service unit, and Lieutenant Wyatt would like to also thank his wife Jennifer and children Evan and Skylar for their love and support as well. And Lieutenant Wyatt is going to be pinned by his father-in-law, retired Detective Rich Mulvanderton of the Parsippany Police Department. Did I say it correctly, sir? Okay, good. And I just want to say something real quick about Derek. You know, he's definitely has done a lot with us in the way of the emergency services unit, and he came to me years ago and said we really need to do a better job with the officers' training when it comes to active shooter training. And again, I'm indebted to some of these officers for what they've done for our department. But Derek has definitely brought our training up to a level where I think we're second to none right now. And there's a lot of other agencies that come to us and participate with us and want to see how we prepare our officers if the unthinkable were to happen here. And he puts the officers under training that is stress-related environment, so they are forced to make decisions under stress. And I just want to also say one thing about Derek, too. He also studies every active shooter situation in the country. He debriefs with me within a week or two. So he spends a lot of time debriefing these situations that are happening all over the country to make sure that we don't, those same mistakes would never be repeated here. So thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Ready.
I, Derek Wyatt,
I, Derek Wyatt,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance
to the same and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of lieutenant according to the best of my ability.
perform all the duties of lieutenant to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Nice job. Sarah, I'm going to let you do the honor. You take the photo. Thank you for service. Thank you. Congratulations, Derek. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
Congratulations. Yeah, I'm going to call him back. Well, they took the photo. Before I call, I'm going to call back everybody who was promoted or sworn in tonight. I'm going to ask you to come back up, just you, not your family, so we can take one photo with the council. Before I do, real quick, though, we recognize promotions. We don't recognize reassignments in our department, so it's kind of like an honorable mention. I want to mention that Donna Marie is going to be reassigned to the traffic division on June 1st. So Donna Marie Majori. And Officer Collis, Ryan Collis, is going to be reassigned to the Detective Bureau. Another one of our officers that pounded the mean streets of New York City before he got here, so as well, but from Livingston. So anyway, all of our people who were promoted tonight, could you please come back up for a photo with the council? On behalf of all of our officers, I want to thank the council. We are truly blessed to have a council that's fully engaged with the police department, and there's a lot of discussions go on. They ask us what we need, and they're totally a partner with us to try to accomplish the mission. And everybody knows what the mission is for Livingston, and they are fully engaged with us, and we appreciate that very much. So. Everybody? Nobody else? Christina, you down over there? All right, one more hand, a round of applause.
One more hand.
Not just clapping yourself. All right, we're going to let them get back to this amazing meeting that they have planned for tonight. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. right. We have one door closed, but there's noise out there, but we'll work through. The next is the third proclamation presentation. It is AAPI Month, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Sorry, one door has to stay open because it's a public meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, and hence is the problem. What's that? Oh, Truba. All right. All right, so I know Caton would like to say a few words before. We have a proclamation, we're all going to read from it, but before you, Caton, I just want to acknowledge our AAPI community in Livingston is outstanding. You're all here tonight. You gave a standing ovation to the police officers. You guys are amazing. Your volunteerism and everything you do in town, the whole town appreciates everything that is going on. So, Caton, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I think you summed it up well. It's a pretty vibrant community. It's the community that is growing. Now I think it's approximately 25% of our town is AAPI. That is folks from subcontinent Asia and Pacific Islanders. That equates to 1 in 4 residents in town belongs to this community. So that's a substantial number, but at the same time, the community is coming up, stepping up to the plate, getting involved in lots of committees. Volunteerism is key here. A lot of leadership positions, they are jumping in. Zoning board of Livingston is an example of that. We have quite a few folks from the community there. And the biggest part is the integration. I think what's happening is the community is inviting community at large, all of Livingston, to their festivities, to sports and everything. I think that's a big, good testament. Of course, our BOE, Board of Education, has several members of representing the Asian American AAPI community, and of course on the council now as well. But then, the idea is to really challenge ourselves, right? So I think I would love for the community to raise their hand every time there is an opportunity. There are key departments like first aid and fire, where we always need volunteers. And I think I'm pretty certain that we will have members of the community coming in there. And not to mention library. I see library committee member as well. So yes, everywhere we have the representation, which is great. More we can do, of course. And I can't wait to celebrate the AAPI month. Thank you, Mayor.
And I'm looking forward to the AAPI picnic. Is that right? Ed's shaking
That is
his head
correct.
because they can't close that door. Yeah, they can't close the door. Sorry, we got distracted for a second. Yeah, AAPI picnic, May 24th, 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I know we have a lot of people here that are blood, sweat, and tears getting that ready. Games, food, culture, kite flying. It's going to be amazing. So thank you all from the picnic committee for all you've done. And maybe when we present this, we could get a photo as well. I know Councilman Klein wanted to say something.
I did. You look out on the audience, and there's so many friends here. We look out on the audience, and we see so many friends here, certainly friends of mine, people who I really feel genuine warmth towards. And the other thought that I have, and Caton hit on it, is leadership. So I look at the group of people here who are here to celebrate AAPI month, and these are the leaders in our community, our whole community. I see our leaders here, and it makes me very proud to see you come out in force and to understand that your place in this community is central, and it's just good to see everybody here in the same place. That's all I wanted to say.
Mayor,
Yeah,
can I
sure.
say something?
Yep, sure.
So, nobody in this community can say that they have not learned, because you know what? This is a great community. We learn from one another, and the Indian and Asian community, you know what? They invite everyone to their events. And there should be no one in Livingston that says, I don't know anything about another culture. That's what's very important about Livingston is we share our cultures, we share our beliefs, we learn from one another. So thank you very much.
Eloquently, so I don't want to not. But the one thing I like to talk about is the welcoming and the inclusive town that we live in. I've been fortunate to be on this council for 10 years. I've seen the change over the last 10 years. 25%. I was waiting to hear that number. It's a really remarkable percent that we have. We've learned so much. We've worked together. You said it so well, Caden, from the BOE to the library board, which I've had the pleasure of sitting on for a couple of times now, to all the other committees, zoning as well. And so it's great to see everybody here. And we look forward to many more years of this cooperation. And as well as we are very pleased to have Caden this year join us on the council. So a long time coming. So.
Well, now we're going to read the proclamation, which shows our dedication to diversity and inclusion, celebrate AAPI month. We're all going to take a paragraph to show our inclusiveness. I'm not hogging it like all the oaths just now. So take it away, Michael.
So whereas during the month of May, the culture, history, traditions, achievements, and contributions to the United States of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are recognized and celebrated, and
Whereas about 18 million Asian Americans and 1.4 million who trace their roots to the Pacific Islands reside in the United States according to the 2019 census estimates, and
whereas recognition for the Asian Americans and Pacific Islander Americans was first introduced by the Joint Resolution of Congress and signed into law by President Jimmy Carter in 1978 for a week-long commemoration, and then expanded to a month-long recognition signed by President George H.W. Bush in 1992, and
whereas Livingston is home to more than 8,500 Asian American and Pacific Islander Americans who make valuable contributions to our town's rich culture, economy, and diversity. And
whereas Livingston is home to many inclusive and diverse cultural events and community initiatives that highlight the engagement of Asian Americans and Pacific Islander Americans. Now it be further resolved that I, Al Anthony, Mayor of the Township of Livingston, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, and the Township Council do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the Township of Livingston. We'll go down for a picture, and we have a proclamation here. So, Folly, you want to come up, and then we'll bring... That's fine with me. Yeah, the microphone right there? Sure. Take it out if you want. Yeah. There you go.
So I can see my community right here.
Of course. Fantastic.
Hi, everyone. Good evening and namaste. And this is a sight to see. AAPI members sitting on the town council. So thank you for this incredible honor. On behalf of AAPI community, I'm grateful to our mayor, Al Anthony, deputy mayor, Ed Meinhardt, and esteemed town council and their entire team for recognizing the contributions and presence of the Asian American and Pacific Islanders in Livingston. And thank you for honoring my request second year in a row to give us this proclamation as an appointed commissioner by Governor Murphy's office.
I should have given your title, that's right. Commissioner by Governor Murphy, correct?
Yes, I am very honored to represent Livingston in Trenton as well. This proclamation is for every member of our AAPI community. It's a recognition of our contributions and our presence. Thank you. It is amazing to come to this town council that has the very first Asian American council member, Bhuptani, sitting on the dais. This attests to what this town is about. Asian Americans in Livingston have been collaborating with the township for decades under the term multicultural, which included all ethnic groups, including Asians. The term Asian Americans was coined in 1968 by Emma G. and Yuji Chihoka. Later, PI was added for Pacific Islanders, and the term AAPI began to gain popularity in the late 1990s and early 2000s. It took off recently following anti-Asian hate incidences. During my 25 years with Livingston, I have seen the Asian leadership that paved the way and created a roadmap for people to follow. Indian families that live here for 40, 50 years have stories to share. And many of them I know as uncles and aunties, and many of them have come to my wedding as well, which took place right here in West Orange. Sidetracked. I have seen community leaders who are present here and countless others who have worked for decades to forge relationships and friendships in the spirit of service and duty. Vinita Khanna right here, the first Asian woman to be elected to Board of Ed. She envisioned multicultural nights for Livingston schools 20 years ago. And I met her at the Harrison School at the first multicultural night that I attended for my little ones. Many people, including Councilman Bhuptani, George Chen, and others, stepped up to serve in committees, Board of Ed, and townwide initiatives. It takes hard work, sacrifices, vision, and more importantly, big heart to build this platform of AAPI in Livingston. Next generation stands on the shoulder of the previous ones. I never lose sight of that. I have seen the Chinese community working closely with Indian community for years. Today, I want to honor that friendship, that trust, and togetherness. I want to honor all those people of our town who have embraced multicultural fabric in our town. I want to shout out to two current Board of Ed members, Parul Khemka and Feng Wang. Once again, thank you to our great town for this recognition. I'd like to invite George Chen to join me here to share his perspective. Namaste.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you all for attending today. I want to spend a couple minutes to express my thinking. It's a great town, Livingston. We all come here, join this community, and AAPI definitely it's a next level, bring the Chinese community, Indian community, and all the Asians together. I want to say China and India, they all bear 5,000 years of the history. If there's anything we want to share to the community nowadays we live in, US is the strongest country nowadays. But if there's some wisdom we can share to the current community, I would like to give some shot. Probably you will think I'm going to talk about education. So let's talk about education. So before I come to United States, actually I attended the City College of New York. Some friends told me about some story about the US campus. And one of the story is about one of the university is located in a pretty rough neighborhood. And when they try to figure out the challenge of the safety, there are several proposals. One proposal is talking about let's reinforce the law enforcement. The other proposal is let's build the wall. And after 20 years, if you go to Columbia, now you can see across the street within the campus, they are very, very safe. The student is very safe. This is predominant for the university to grow. The second example I want to give you is a couple of months ago, I talked with one of my friends. They said recently Rutgers, the education is, the ranking is going up a lot. And they said the turning point is about 10 years ago. What happens 10 years ago? Their conclusion is 10 years ago, when the provost walking on the street, he got robbed. Then the police show up and he figured out, that's something we need to solve first. We cannot have our teacher faculty feel unsafe on this campus. Only by that, we can improve our education. So after that problem solved, we can see Rutgers has the good foundation in building the education up and up. So my point is, today it's a coincidence that we recognize the police department here, and Chinese community, Indian community, we have unwavering support to the police department. But from the legislation point of view, I want to suggest you can think from the legislation point of view. The safety is the most important things. If you ask any of the Asian community member, or if you ask yourself, that's how we build the community. It could come from the law enforcement. It could come from education, legislation. By all means, let's improve our safety, and the education will follow. I really want to use this opportunity to acknowledge, to thank everybody for your time. And the AAPI, the Montclair will hold their next AAPI meeting, which the first session is killing Vincent Chen, which is it's a tragedy 20, 30 years ago. It's about the society bias, but definitely, that brought to the attention that we need to pay attention to the safety, and the education will come next. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Vinita, Parul, Feng, Harsh. Let's have pictures with,
Yeah, sure.
for the proclamation. I saw Al's faces like, is everybody speaking?
Can we call up everyone? And yeah, we got the picnic committee here. Sure, yeah. Any member of AAPI, come on up.
Now you feel my pain.
Can I bother the issue?
Want to stay behind me? Thank you, thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Good, nice to see you.
Thank you.
We had like a whole pile of them. I made it. Congratulations and thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. You guys are picnic. Where'd everybody go?
Is anyone here for ALS Awareness Month, or no? No? Okay, so it is ALS Awareness Month, which we all know is Lou Gehrig's disease. I'll just read a couple of, there's like 15 paragraphs here, so I'll just paraphrase a couple of them. It is ALS, known by many as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive, fatal neurodegenerative disease in which a person's brain loses connection with the muscles, slowly taking away their ability to walk, talk, eat, and eventually breathe. Every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed with ALS and someone passes away from ALS. As right now, ALS has no cure. There are clinical trials playing a pivotal role in evaluating new treatments, enhancing quality of life, and fostering assistive technologies for those living with ALS. Whereas our commitment to accelerating the pace of discovery remains unwavering, fueled by the hope that one day ALS will be a livable disease for everyone, everywhere, until we can cure it. We are therefore, ALS Awareness Month increases the public's awareness of people with ALS's dire circumstances and acknowledges the terrible impact this disease has not only on the person, but on his or her family and the community, and recognizes that research being done to eradicate this disease, is being done to eradicate this disease. So the Township Council are declaring May 2024 as ALS Awareness Month, and we call upon all Americans to join in supporting ALS research and advocating for increased funding and standing in solidarity with those affected by this relentless disease. Thank you. Okay, now we're up to the PFAS remediation efforts in the township, and we have Nathan and Jeanette here. I think there they are. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your knowledge of this chemical and the situation with the rest of the town.
And for those in the audience and anyone watching, Jeanette Hardaby is a township engineer, and Nathan Kirchhoff is the township utility engineer.
Thank you, Barry.
Is it on? Oh, there we go.
Had a lot of activity tonight. Battery may be dead.
As Barry said, my name's Jeanette. I'm our township engineer, and I'm going to start with just some very brief information on PFAS so that everyone has a basic familiarity with the subject. Then I'm going to go into some of the regulations that have come out recently, and then Nathan's going to give all the details on how we're managing PFAS in our Livingston water system. So the first question is obviously, what is this? And PFAS is a very simple abbreviation for a very difficult to pronounce group of chemicals. Per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAS for short, is an umbrella term for a group of man-made chemicals. So DuPont, 3M, those are two of the big manufacturers that come to my mind when I think of PFAS. And you have PFOS, which is perfluorooctane sulfonate, and PFOA, perfluorooctanoic acid, are two of the most common PFAS. So you can think of PFAS as this bucket, and the bucket includes PFOA, PFOS, PFNA, and others. Just like if we had a bucket for the Livingston Public Schools, I could put Harrison Elementary School in the bucket, I could put Riker Hill Elementary School, I could put the middle school in the bucket, and it would be a general term for a bunch of different things. Where do we find these PFAS? We find them everywhere. Manufacturers are beginning to search for alternatives to them as we become more aware of their harmful effects, but they're still critical in a variety of industries. This weekend, for example, myself, I got Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast. I painted my toenails, I cleaned my bathroom. I got pizza for dinner, flossed, drank a lot of water, and that's a lot of PFAS that I'm encountering in my daily life. So why should we be concerned? The problem is that PFAS are very mobile and they're very strongly resistant to degradation. That's exactly why they're called forever chemicals. Studies show that they're bioaccumulative, which means that they can build up in the human body. So we just said that they're resistant to degradation. So if they're not really degrading in the environment, they're likely not degrading in us either. It's been found that the 4 most common PFAS have been found in the blood of more than 98% of the United States population. I'm not sure where the other 2% live. It seems like a nice place to move. Multiple studies show PFAS all the way in Antarctic marine animals and in the rainwater there. So again, this is just a very mobile group of chemicals. For this reason, we've started to regulate PFAS. Now, all the way back in 1988, DuPont was the first ones on this. DuPont, yes, the chemical manufacturer, set what they considered a reasonable safety limit for PFAS in drinking water. And they set that limit at 1,000 parts per trillion. In 2009, the EPA started to get on board, and they set their first provisional health advisory for PFOA at 400 parts per trillion. Now, a provisional health advisory is not enforceable. It's just a guideline. You can see as time goes on, these limits are going to get lower and lower. In 2016, the EPA lowered this provisional health advisory to 70. And then in September 2018, New Jersey makes history, and they set one of the first MCLAs for PFNA at 13 parts per trillion. An MCL is a maximum contaminant level. It means we take a sample of water, we test it for PFNA, and based on New Jersey's standards, anything over this 13 parts per trillion could start to have cumulative health effects. So in this parts per trillion is simply a concentration. If I had a bucket and I put 1 trillion drops of water in it and I put 1 drop of red food coloring, it would have a concentration of red food coloring of 1 part per trillion. So in January 2021, New Jersey made history once again, and water utilities are required to begin sampling for additional PFAS chemical compounds, and they set their MCLs for PFOA at 14 parts per trillion and PFAS at 13 parts per trillion. And those MCLs go into effect. But then, very recently, in April 2024, the EPA kind of blew in and changed everything. They set new lower MCLs. They set them to 4 and 10 parts per trillion that won't just apply to New Jersey, but will now apply to the whole country. So very quickly, Livingston, due to the size of Livingston's water system, we sample 4 times a year. We sample quarterly for these PFAS. And if I take 4 sampling results, if I sample in February, May, August, and November, and I come up with 0, 3, 5, and 7, we're going to measure our compliance based on the running annual average. So we'd add up all those numbers, we'd divide by 4, and we'd come up with our running annual average would be 3.75. Come February 2024, that February 2023 drops off, and you average it out to come up with your new running annual average. So these new EPA regulations, while they do set lower limits on PFAS, they really require Livingston to do the same thing that we've always been doing. The EPA requires that we complete sampling by 2027, which Livingston's been doing since September 2019. Nothing changes here. The EPA requires public notification on PFAS levels by 2027 as well. But Livingston's been sending out notifications to residents since September 2021. We send them out quarterly. We're going to continue to do so until all of our construction is complete. The EPA regulations require us to implement solutions to reduce PFAS by 2029. As you know, we're in progress. Our well projects that are ongoing and that are under design are designed not only to meet EPA's standards, but to exceed them. So I'm going to hand it over to Nathan, and he's going to give you an update on what treatment technologies we're going to be implementing and how the construction and design is going.
Hi, again, I'm Nathan Kirikoff, utility engineer for the Township of Livingston. And so there's a lot of different treatment technologies out there, but there's really three that are commonly used and talked about in terms of PFAS treatment. That's ion exchange media, granulated activated carbon, and reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is really more of a small scale technology. You see that a lot at individual homes or places like that. There's a lot of complications with that in terms of trying to scale up to large scale treatment. So it's not really used at a commercial level, we'd say. It's more just individual homes, that kind of thing, smaller scale operations. Ion exchange media and granulated activated carbon are kind of the same treatment process. They're filter media, similar to like a refrigerator filter or a Brita filter or something like that. But when we're using it at a large scale facility, they're put inside of a large steel vessel, and I have some pictures we'll show of that later, called a pressure vessel. And the water is pumped into the vessel and as it runs over that media, it removes the PFAS. So ion exchange and granulated activated carbon are similar in that regard, but there's a couple of key differences. One, you need a larger volume of media for granulated activated carbon, so the vessels have a much larger footprint for granulated activated carbon. And the other key difference is that granulated activated carbon can be used to treat certain other substances depending on what elements are happening within the treatment process at that particular facility. But ion exchange, because it doesn't require as much volume, those media are much smaller and you don't need as large of a vessel for that. So these are pictures of those pressure vessels I was talking about. They're large steel vessels. They're a lot of different shapes and sizes for larger or smaller facilities. They can be many, like 10, 15, 20 feet tall, between 6 and 10 feet in diameter. They're quite big. This is just an example of one before it's installed anywhere. And then this is an example of an installation at a facility in California. We don't have any, I don't have any pictures of it actually at our well facilities yet. They haven't come, but I just wanted to show just an example of what it looks like. One thing to note with this, since this is California, the weather is very good there, so there's not a concern with freezing, so all of this can be outside. The vessels we're proposing are going to be in indoor facilities. It's a little bit more complicated to do that, but then you don't have to worry about the weather elements and freezing and certain other conditions that you have to consider when it's outdoors. If it's inside, that removes all of that consideration. So we have currently two phases, Phase A and Phase B, that are ongoing in Livingston. Phase A is to address issues at wells 1, 2, 4, 8, and 11, and we're proposing ion exchange vessels there and new or expanded buildings at 3 of the well facilities, 1, 4, and 11. Wells 2 and 8, we are not building new facilities there. We're actually extending water mains to connect them to a centralized facility at well 1. So it's a little bit different. Those are being addressed in a different manner. It's not at that specific facility, it's combining it at a nearby facility. It made more sense to run that piping rather than build additional buildings at those places. This project is being funded through the New Jersey Water Bank, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that is later, but it's a $8.751 million project, and it was awarded last year in June 26th, and we had a kickoff meeting on July 17th last year, and we have an NJDEP completion deadline for this project of December 31st, 2025. And here's some pictures of the ongoing activities at well 1. So this picture here on the left is before there was any construction happening. And then this picture here on the right, actually that door there is the same door. I know it's a different angle. But they're putting in the under drains that are going to go under the concrete floor of the new building. And they're doing some other excavation and foundation prep work there. And then here, they put in all the rebar for the new foundation, And they're actually pouring with this concrete pump truck up and down into the rebar. And they, this was an all-day pour. I got this picture pretty early on in the process, but they had to fill in all that concrete. And then here's a shot of after the concrete was all poured and dried, and they actually removed the forms here. And you can actually see these wooden squares here are where those vessels are actually going to be bolted down. So they have to get little concrete stands to put the bolts down for those eventual vessels. And then last, this is just another shot showing as they're building the walls, some masonry work. And then here's some work that's going on at well 11. So this is, before any work was done, the building's going to go right here. But this is the pre-construction photo. And then here's that same area. They're putting in the under drains here. Here they're pouring in the concrete and the rebar forms. It's the same concrete pump truck right there, pumping. And then that's all the newly poured concrete, and it's all getting ready to dry there. And then last, this is the water main extension part of the project has actually largely been completed. We started that back in February and into March. There's still a little portion that, due to some other considerations with school traffic and things, is going to happen later this summer. And that water main extension part will largely be done at that point. But this is just to show some of the ongoing piping activities and, just some valves and stuff that are there in the road. Not everybody gets to see underground pictures. So, and this is just some more of the construction activities. So again, that's largely complete at this point. Just a small section remains for the summer. Phase B construction, this is for ion exchange treatment upgrades at wells 10 and 12. Again, new and expanded buildings at both locations. This is a $3.34 million project. It was actually awarded just a little bit earlier this year, March 11th. And we had a kickoff meeting just last week on May 10th. And this has an NJDEP completion deadline of July 31st, 2027. And we have, since we just kicked it off last week, I don't have any construction photos of this at this time. I'm hoping to have them maybe a little bit later this year.
Nathan, can you just comment? So if all the wells are not being done. So how come why are some wells being addressed and some are not?
The wells that are being addressed at this time were ones that exceeded those NJDEP numbers. So they were the ones that needed to get focused on through all this.
And are the other wells that are not being addressed through phase through A and B, are they going to need to be addressed down the line, or we feel like we're not going to have to do that because they're in compliance?
So that's what this slide is about.
Okay. Like have 3, 4, because it seems like there's more wells than just there's some like 6, 7. There's some that you have not been mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. There's other. So just this last slide here is about funding and future phases. The township is receiving funds again from that New Jersey Water Bank we talked about. That New Jersey Water Bank is a state revolving fund program jointly administered by the NJDEP and the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, and uses a combination of funds provided by the EPA, the NJDEP, and the NJIB to provide very low interest loans to borrowers for environmental infrastructure projects. So through that funding mechanism, we've actually gotten, in addition to the very low interest loans, some principal forgiveness as well. So that's been a very beneficial part to help us get these projects moving along, and we're really grateful for the funding that we got through the NJDEP and the EPA. And that's why you'll sometimes see the big sign that has President Biden's name on it, because it's partly funding, federal funding. So just separately from all this, the township is also actually part of a class action lawsuit that we're getting against 3M and DuPont. A lot of water utilities across the country are participant to this, and we're getting a lot of funds. Expect to get some funds through that. So that I think it's 3M was in the $1 billion range, and DuPont might have been in the upper hundreds of millions of dollar range. So many different water utilities are getting a payout to help for this PFAS treatment. So we are expected to receive some funds from that. The final numbers haven't come in yet, but we're very optimistic about that. Wells 3, 14, 15, and 16 are a set of wells that we actually already have a project in design to address Councilman Klein's question. We're doing a design for GAC treatments there. And then last, we have a Phase C that's currently in development, just looking at additional well facilities that may be affected by these new EPA regulations. That Phase C is going to just look at those additional wells if we have to do any further actions with those. So we already have that in the pipeline to just get ahead of that because we know these forthcoming additional regulations are in place. And that's the end of our presentation.
So Nathan, I have a question. Wells 2 and 8, is that considered what you're doing there is blending the water?
It's not, blending would be like if you're trying to dilute the concentration. We're blending it, but it's ultimately going into a single point of treatment, and all of the water will be, treated for PFAS once it merges together and leaves that facility. So,
In regards to those 2 wells, is there going to be? Do we need to dig up a lot of area to divert those pipes to another well? I think you were diverting them to well 1.
So we've done all that work. That was all on the roadway. There's a trench. If you drove along those roads that are near that site, that pipe work's already been laid and completed. And so, there's some constraints at those 2 locations that we decided putting a new building there would be challenging, and they're not particularly far from that well 1 site, which has a lot more room to work at. So that's why we evaluated, it was actually more cost effective to bring piping from those 2 locations rather than to build 3 whole new buildings there, because the building is quite expensive on its own as well.
Nathan, I'm just, obviously all of New Jersey is doing this, and now the Biden administration is asking the country to do this. Are we anticipating delays in construction because materials are going to get harder to get, or is budget, our materials going to get more expensive and our budgets are not realistic? How do we feel about the likelihood of all this working out?
So I feel with, the Phase A and B, the ongoing construction ones that we described, we're ahead of the game because a lot of places, they don't even have designs ready. It's not a shovel-ready project yet. So we're well ahead of the curve with those 2 projects. Some of the ones that we talked about that may be under design later may be subject to some stresses from that. It's hard to anticipate exactly where that will fall. There's going to be more and more demand for those vessels, but I'm optimistic that.
Should we be hoarding some? Should we be buying some extra for the side?
I'm optimistic though that we're still really ahead of the curve with some of the fact that we're anticipating that and have some designs in progress for the 1 facility that will still be ahead of a lot of these other utilities that. Again, most of the rest of the country hasn't had any regulations whatsoever for this. So New Jersey's well ahead of the curve in that regard and been thinking about this a lot more than other places who are probably completely unprepared for that.
Thank you.
Mayor, I just want to say thank you to Nathan, Jeanette, and everybody here, Barry, because you used 2 words, ahead of the game and ahead of the curve. And yes, we are ahead because in 2019, when we first learned about this, we started on this right away. And I just want to thank you and Jeanette and everybody who was involved, especially the funding, trying to get some principal-free loans. Also, they laughed at us when we wanted to join that class action lawsuit. Who's going to get a class action lawsuit? Yeah, we did. And we got millions of dollars for it to offset our property taxes, which people would originally have to pay for. So I just want to thank everybody who was involved, from Ann to Barry to you guys. Thank you very much.
To our attorney Jared also.
Yes, Jared Cantor for making sure that we
who found that lawsuit for us.
Yes, I'm sorry, Jared, but yes, Jared. So we are ahead of the curve, and this is not just happening in Livingston; it's happening all over the place.
Thank you, Councilman Vieira.
Yeah, I'll just echo a couple of points. I want to stress them. So first of all, thank you. Great presentation. I think one of the things I do hear from our residents a whole lot is about the topic, and I think the education about it, the current status, where we stand, well by well, what will be our target, what are our numbers. These are very important questions that people don't have knowledge about. So thank you for sharing all of this. I think the transparency is key, that we share this information. It's a public forum. I'm sure people can roll back and see through all of the videos as well and learn from it. I think this is the key part. So thank you, and it helps transparency in the government. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nathan, I had a question. On the ion exchange, the residue or resin, how do you dispose of that? And is that costly or?
There'll be the media itself is going to last 1 to 2 years, depending on the site and the level of the amount of water that's being run through it, because we don't necessarily run at every facility 24/7, 365 days a year. So there is a long life for the media itself, but there will be additional costs in our operating budget, eventually that to exchange this media periodically, and there'll be haulers that take it off-site and then bring new media in. That process will become more familiar to us as we start to renew these facilities.
Okay. I have someone in my ear over. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Jeanette. Any other questions?
If I could, Mayor, just one, I'd also like to thank Nathan, Jeanette. Ann has been very involved with the iBank, our outside consultants, Mott McDonald, our iBank attorneys at McManaman Scotland, certainly Mr. Cantor for his involvement with the class action lawsuit, and Kevin Madonna, whose firm is involved in it, has been helpful. For the benefit of the public, the slideshow that was just shown will also be on the website. And then, of course, the live stream, which includes the entire presentation, will be archived on our Facebook page and our YouTube. I guess it's on YouTube, right? So it'll be out there. So certainly encourage you, anyone who's watching, to take a look and share the information.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for waiting all this time to do that. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
For your patience tonight. All right, what are we up to here? All right, we're now up to approval of the minutes.
All right, motion to approve the minutes of the April 30th, 2024 regular conference and the April 30th, 2024 closed session minutes.
A second.
Okay.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Abstain.
Which one,
Okay.
Mayor?
Oh,
Which
you
one,
weren't here.
Councilman?
MB.
Both
Call.
both of them.
All right. Yeah, good.
I'd like to make a motion to open the meeting to public comments on agenda items only.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Yes, okay.
Tim Foley, 16 Mount Pleasant Parkway. I do appreciate the meeting before, allowing me to really express about the ordinance 05-2024. And the conversation between all of us, I really do appreciate it. So thank you for listening and making that decision that you guys are going to make tonight.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you to Chris, who came in, and, yep, and Jeanette, yep, so appreciate it. And I'm glad we kind of workshopped that in conference. Hi, Justin.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. Justin Albert, 56 Amherst Place. I had to look it up. 1 trillion drops of water is 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So 13 drops in 20 pools, and you go figure that out. Yeah, what a great presentation. For these kinds of engineering projects and other large projects, we ought to be getting kids from that FBLA program in there as paid interns to learn what's going on there, and you develop the institutional knowledge in the town. It's invaluable, and it's good jobs for returning college students. We ought to be developing leadership from within the community there. And, you know, especially with the FBLA students, and that was the most mature 14-year-old I've ever seen. Good for her. We ought to be involving these kids in running the numbers on our property appraisal and the appeals and see what the faults are, because ASI is not going to give them to us anytime soon. So we ought to be doing that. With respect to the ordinances, Resolution 24-152, authorizing preliminary investigation to determine if Block 60 the Livingston Mall is in need of redevelopment. Congratulations to the township, right? Good for you guys. Let's pull this from the consent agenda and have a conversation there. If you're moving to condemn that mall property, let's do it. Let's forcibly depreciate the improved value. Let's take the value of the land. The problem with all the construction that we've authorized over the past 5 years is that the appreciated value of the real property flows right out of the community. If we can get control of that property, that would be huge. And all the political support that you need to get that done, we can make that happen in this community. So please, pull that from the consent resolutions and let's have a second conversation. The flip side to that is the non-condemnation that we're doing for Brightview across the street here, not even across the street, next door here. That non-condemnation, that's the developers taking advantage of us. That has not worked in this community ever.
Mr. Alpert, that's not on the agenda tonight. Oh, it is? I'm sorry, I apologize. Keep going, I apologize.
It has not worked for this community ever. It's just a setup so they could do whatever they please, and it's a setup so they could get a pilot. You know, in Yiddish, the word is chutzpah. You know, they came in, they took this property, we gave it to them in perpetuity to a private equity fund who's going to be running adult facilities. You don't need private equity to do that. That should be a function of the community. If they're coming to us for a pilot, say no to this. Let's not do this. Yes, condemn the mall area. Let's grab that. That's the right thing to do. This, it's not the right thing to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Justin.
Motion to close public hearing?
Second.
Comment, I mean.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. That brings us up to the passage of ordinances, the final hearings. Carol?
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 5-2024, amending and supplementing Chapter 274, Streets and Sidewalks by adding a new Article 11, Damage to Structures and Improvements within the Right-of-Way.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to withdraw ordinance 05-2024.
I'll second.
Certainly, and a second. Thank you, Councilman Klein. We'll do a roll call. I don't think there's another
Councilmember
motion.
Baptani?
Yes.
Vieira?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes, withdraw.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt?
Yes.
And Mayor Anthony?
Yes. Well, we had a conference hearing. We went through it, and we figured out that it was really, Barry, this was really, or Jared, this was really just kind of codifying or making an ordinance out of something that we really had the right-of-way anyway. So there was some comments on it being over-legislating, and I think we can do without it. Jared, did you have any comments on that?
So Mayor, the ordinance that was introduced and that was going to be on for public hearing tonight simply was putting the public on notice as to what the law is regarding the public right-of-way. The public right-of-way is different than an easement. The public right-of-way is actually property owned by the township, and their structures should not be built on that. There is no permitting process for that or any variance process for that. And this ordinance was simply, and by its own definition, was putting the public on awareness as to the public right-of-way. So the governing body decided that it was not necessary to adopt an ordinance for what is already the current law.
Yeah, and I would also add, I think part of that discussion was that since a large part of the intent of this was to provide notice and information to the public, there were other avenues to do that through the website and other means to communicate, to make sure that residents are aware of their rights and responsibilities in the right-of-way.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that what this ordinance has in it is actually in place. So by not voting on it, it doesn't do away with what's in this ordinance. The township is still within its rights for everything that's in this ordinance.
Great, thanks for that explanation. Any comments on that? Oh, I thought Michael was putting on his microphone, he was shutting it off. Okay, so we are now up to the next one, Carol?
Ordinance 12.
Oh, did we vote on that? We all pulled it, right?
You
Okay,
did,
yes,
yes.
okay. Next one.
It was 5-0, Mayor.
Yep, that's right.
Ordinance 12-2024, amending Chapter 170, Section 170-87, General Zoning Requirements by updating the terms for issuing a non-residential certificate of occupancy.
You need a motion on the public hearing?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to open a public hearing.
All in favor?
Aye.
The hearing is now open on this ordinance.
Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, need a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Is there a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 12-2024.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Votani.
Yes.
Viera.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt.
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes.
Ordinance 13-2024, amending zoning map to reflect the merger into Block 3100, Lot 56 in the PB zone and subject to the 321 South Livingston Avenue District redevelopment plan.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to open a public hearing.
Jared, you want to run this? We're recused on this? This is Brightview, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so the mayor and deputy mayor are recused, as we did in other meetings. I guess Councilman Vieira had a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Being that two council members are recused, that creates an opportunity and an obligation to do a deeper due diligence here. We didn't do it with everything that we authorized. The council should do a deeper the unconflicted members should do a deeper due diligence here. Thank you.
Motion to close the public
I'd
hearing.
like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to make a motion to move the ordinance.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, a couple of comments. I think, just to reiterate, this is the part where it involves a couple of properties, and I think it's worth reiterating what it brings to the town. It has an involvement of a couple of ideas, which is to get a modern state of art Y, which moves from current property to the next, across the street. It creates an additional taxable property. It also prevents bringing in approximately 70 apartment units. I was speaking with the town manager. The estimation of getting the credits for fair share housing is about 14. So that equates to about 60 to 70 apartment units, bringing in kids, additional labor and load to potentially to our schools and so on. That is the list of benefits we're talking about. The other part of it is about pilot. We are talking about capping, and in fact, additionally adding another percentage point, protecting us for inflation. The numbers that come back are significant, creating, once again, an additional taxable property. Good set of revenue comes to the town. These are all an important components of what we have thought through, have paid, have spent time and effort, and I can speak for myself. I've spoken in depth and studied the models, deliberated that, negotiated that. So I think it's a pretty good set where we are for this ordinance. Just want to add those comments.
No further discussion, roll call?
Yeah, I just also want to, first I want to thank, I said this before, but it's coming up again, Councilman Botani, because I think and I said this before, but it's worth repeating, your negotiations on this have saved the town, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars down the line. And from all the financial modeling we've seen, we know that we're going to end up doing even better than we would have otherwise if we hadn't done a pilot here. It's very clear that the use of this property, now that it's going to become a rateable, it's also going to allow the Y to transfer over to another property that will prevent dense housing. This is a very clear and good choice for us to make, and I'm glad we're doing it.
Thank you, Councilman.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Councilmember Votani.
Yes.
Viera.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
We have a quorum.
All right. Thank you, Carolyn. Next.
Ordinance 14-2024, amending Chapter 110, Construction Codes, Uniform.
Motion open the public hearing?
Motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Yes.
The hearing is now open for ordinance 14-2024.
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to move the motion to move.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Councilmember Vaptani?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt?
Yes.
Mayor Anthony?
Yes. Okay.
Mayor, ordinance 15-2024 was pulled from the agenda.
That was pulled, the introduction? Okay, great. So we're on to the consent agenda for resolutions. All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Does anyone want to remove any of these items?
No.
Anyone? No? Good. We'll talk about it later. All right. Okay. All right, Carolyn?
Do you want me to read them?
Yeah.
Resolution 24-148, authorizing the award of a contract to Mott McDonald LLC. Resolution 24-149, authorizing the award of a contract to T&M Associates, Inc. Resolution 24-150, authorizing the sale of surplus property. Resolution 24-151, professional services to serve as the design professional for the new DPW facility. And Resolution 24-152, authorizing a preliminary investigation to determine if Block 6002, Lots 1, 1.01, 2, and 3 constitute an area in need of redevelopment.
I'd like to move all the resolutions as read.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Need a
A
roll
roll
call.
call, you need a roll call.
Councilmember Vaptani?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt?
Yes.
Mayor Anthony?
Yes.
I'd like to open the meeting to public portion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. Justin Alpert, 56 Amherst Place. Two quick questions. One, the firehouse on the circle, there's a facility that's going up next to it. Does that have to do with the PFAS that we just saw, or is that what is that facility?
Yeah, that's basically a covered parking area for some of the newer DPW trucks that we've invested considerable sums in.
All right, thank you. And two, we see a large construction going on in the corner of Northfield and Livingston. I was hoping you could speak to the wisdom of building high-density housing out of wood.
Yeah, I can't really necessarily speak to the wisdom of it, but it is certainly being built in compliance with the New Jersey building codes for that height and size of construction. That's a permitted
Should we be pushing
method.
on a going-forward basis, especially when we're building in the center of town, to build with a more durable substance, and it's for the long-term value of the town, rather than putting up high-density
I
wood
think
facilities?
that's probably preempted by the state, and if they meet the state code, I don't know that we can adopt a
Yeah, but I mean, a
more
lot's wrong with the
stringent-
state. If we notice that something's wrong, should we be
We
pushing
have to
back
abide by
against
the
the
state
state?
laws, though.
I understand that, but if we
So if it-
notice that something is wrong in the way we're building high-density housing very cheaply, should we be pushing to change the law in Trenton?
Certainly, if you feel strongly, you can
Yeah, but
do
these
that.
are my elected
Okay,
representatives.
then if
The
they
Assemblywoman,
accept that-
Assemblywoman was here an hour ago. You should have talked to her.
I did.
Okay, and what did she say?
But I didn't talk to her about that. I'm
Well, why
talking to
not?
you guys
Well,
because
that
you're
was
in
your
charge
chance.
of,
You're just
because
asked-
you're
you
in,
just asked us to talk
because
about-
you are in
you
charge
just-
of construction in this town.
We just informed you that it has to do with state. And the state representative was sitting here.
Okay,
and
but
could have asked
you
her
are my
about it.
representative
So then
with
send her an
respect
email.
to.
I'll be happy to send you her email address. And you
No,
can
no,
email
no,
her.
no, but would you send an email on my behalf, please? All right, will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Scott Cashel, 14 Mansfield Court.
Hi.
Fourth mayor I'm dealing with on this subject, so I'm excited about it. So we have the planning board put together a nice little article, 18th of last year in July. I just need to understand what's my level of patience for this all to get done when it was supposed to be done in 30 days? There's a whole list of things that an establishment was supposed to complete at their property, and it continues to not be completed. So my question is, and I've sent several emails about it, what's my level of patience, and what's the next step to simply have somebody who the town has put together what they're supposed to do to complete their obligations in writing that the town has signed off on? Mayor, you're looking at me a little confused. I don't know if you were here. This is the whole, well, I don't want,
By
Asado.
Asado.
And, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're looking at Barry, and I was looking with you.
So probably one of the things that's really is they're doing garbage pickup still between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., 3 nights a week. I haven't really noticed because our bedroom's on the other side, but now all my kids are back from school. So they love being woken up at 12:30 at night with a huge bang and a beeping sound. Our neighbors love it too. The dog likes it a lot too. That's even better, to get woken by a dog at midnight, 1 in the morning. So I'm trying to be patient. It's been 10 months. There was supposed to be massive fines for not completion. Nothing.
$1,000 a day.
Yeah, Mr.
So what do we do here?
Code
What do I
Enforcement
do?
Director, Mr. Chirlanzio, has been out there. He's issued notices of violation. I can get you the dates. He doesn't have the actual dates that they were issued, although it was at least over 2 weeks ago, because that was the email, after which if within 30 days, and so at least 2 weeks of that has passed, summonses be issued, at which time fines, I believe in this case, the enforcement matter may have to go out of town, because if I recall, there was a conflict between property owner and our judge. I can get you the exact dates and shoot you an email. I know we also passed along the garbage and the videos, and I know he's sent him notices on that as well. Looking to see if I have a date on those.
So this is where it gets really frustrating, because I feel like my hands are tied. Now I'm going to go over my 3 minutes here. I went to the police. They go, well, you got to call us and we'll go there. I'm not going to sit outside on my backyard waiting for the dump truck to come. Okay, non-emergency line, you have 35 seconds to a minute and a half to get here. You missed. So, and they say they can't do anything. So now I'm just looking for a little help here. We went through this. It's been about 5 years that I'm going through this with you guys. You're like, and I'm back. I know you saw me back then. You were like, no.
Barry, I have a question.
You and I sat on many meetings on Zooms together, and, I feel for you. I tried, Sean started, I took over, Michael got involved.
I barely got involved. I was lucky.
Yeah,
I was kind of lucky.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. And
But to hear again, with 30 more days now, I have to wait another 30 days
Barry,
for fines. These should be imposed they shouldn't have to go to court. You made it very clear. If you don't meet these requirements, fines will be assessed back in August of last year.
So that's my question, Barry. Is there an ordinance on the books that say what time garbage?
There is,
times?
and there's specific conditions in theirs. I did, in recognizing that our code enforcement is not generally here at the times, I had emailed this to the chief and asked if he would, whoever's in that patrol district, assign them to specifically watch for this. And he had indicated that they would do so I will follow up with Chief Marshutz
Which
tomorrow.
they are, because my security camera's picking up the police going through the parking lot between like 10:30, 11 at night, and 3 in the morning. They just miss it.
Okay.
You've got a small window.
Expand the hours, or maybe
no, I
just
don't
stake
expect
it out.
I
Do you
don't
know
want
the day of the
police
week?
drive. They have enough to do.
you
I don't
know-
need them
do they
looking
come
for a
every
garbage
night?
truck.
Do they come every night, or do you know what day of the week the collection is?
I keep sending you the emails. I'll keep doing
I'll
it.
look at the date,
Yeah,
but is
the
it
dates
like
and
once a
times.
week?
No, it's like 3 times a week.
3 times a week. I'll get the dates, correlate them, and they'll just have somebody just stake it out.
They have more
It's
Can we
one
just-
night-
can we
they're
just
on
send-
duty anyway. I mean,
In the meantime, can we send somebody down tomorrow just to give them another reminder? I don't know whether it's Livingston Mart or Asado who
It's the Mart.
contracts, but can we just give them
But
a
it's
courtesy
not just-
reminder?
It's not just the garbage. The huge floodlights that are 20 feet in the air, those were supposed to be removed. The fencing that was supposed to be put up to block the lighting for our other neighbor, he decided to park a truck there. I guess that was his decision to do that. That's not in compliance. So it's not just that. We did notice tonight, my neighbor Tom's here, they did put some plants and berms up. That only took 10 months, so he did do that. But it's just, I just want it done, so I don't have to come back and I did learn about the water, which was great.
I will, I'll follow up with Marty tomorrow, and he certainly got marching orders to be as aggressive as possible, and I will follow up.
Okay.
I'll get back to you.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Just for my own, Tom Eckelman, 4 Mansfield Court. I'm going to reiterate some of the points that Scott made, but for my own edification, when the resolution was made, and a few of you folks, actually Rudy's not here anymore, right? So I know you were here, Barry. Rosie, as well as a few of the members, including Emeritus Klein, mentioned $1,000 a day. So we're up to $250,000 in fines that were referenced in the resolution, of which he still has time to fix things and do things. So does our block need to hire legal counsel to get this enforced? Because I'm just trying to get a better understanding about what is going on exactly. From a legal perspective, nothing is getting enforced. Half of the folks on this council are in the same Democratic political organization, of which I am as well. And there's pictures posted on social media, on yours, Mr. Klein, of the council member, Butani, Mr. Council Member Meinhardt, Council Member Klein, all celebrating together in one photo of 5 people. So clearly, Sam is connected. Is that what's taking 10 months and $250,000 in potential fines that is basically air to get enforced? Further, and I'm going to just keep going further, the last time we went through this 2 years ago, Barry, you want to mention the sweetheart deal that the judge in Short Hills referenced of $7 per day? That was assessed? Someone in this council approved that, right?
No, we have no authority. In fact, we were
So then what-
as
so then there
disappointed
was a plea
or
deal
pissed
that
off
was
as you.
made to turn off the red lights, and it came out to $7 a day that he was fined to have a red spotlight on our houses. Currently, 10 months after a resolution was made, there is a 20-foot spotlight that is still up. How is he able to operate a business in this town if a resolution is made 10 months after and a gigantic spotlight is still up facing the residents and illuminating the corner? I have no idea. And when I email Barry, and Barry is lovely to speak to, I've emailed probably 13 times between that range since the resolution has been made. I've received 1, maybe 2 responses, of which Barry said there was a miscommunication and he thought someone from the town, i.e. Marty, who is clearly not enforcing anything of the resolution that's gone on, and I wish I didn't know any of this information. I'm asking for a spotlight to be turned off, garbage pickup not to happen between 11 and 3 to wake my entire family up. It's not a lot to ask. Turn a light off and stop garbage pickup, and maybe the town could enforce the resolution that was passed 10 months ago, of which we've gone through 4 mayors. I mean, it's not a lot.
Barry, what is the resolution? Is it a planning board resolution?
Planning
Planning
board
board.
resolution has very
Okay,
specific
so I just want to be clear
conditions.
about this. I'm going to guess, because I certainly didn't know, and this has not come up in council chambers,
Okay.
that this was still happening. I'm actually, disgusted that this is still happening to you guys, frankly. And I can tell you that we were not aware of it. If it was something that was being addressed at the planning board, that is a separate body that does not report to us.
Rudy was on both councils. Right?
He may have
and
been,
Rosie, right?
Right.
And her job is to act as an intermediary between this council and the planning board, right?
Yeah, so I'm saying-
I could,
No,
I
it's
could
not,
write a
it's not been
novel.
brought to our
on this.
attention.
Yeah,
Let
it
me
has
just be
not.
clear about this. I have not heard about this in a very long time, and it's very upsetting to hear that you guys are still having this problem. Let me
So
say that.
I can tell you that I am on the planning board, and we has not been brought up so far this year on the planning board.
So Barry has disregarded 13 emails?
No, because the planning board is not, I have brought it up and I forwarded them to code enforcement who are
Who Marty, who reports to you?
Correct, and I'm, I will be following up with him tomorrow.
That's not good enough. Like, that's the thing here. We've been going in circles for 4.5 years. I have written Barry 12 emails since this has happened. At the 30-day mark, I wrote an email, and then every 2 to 3 months, I let 2 months go in the winter, and nothing has happened. We got to call the cops to get the garbage trucks picked up. And a spotlight. How is he able to operate a business in this town? How? No comments.
Yeah, no, I hear you. This is not
Do you
something
though?
I've
Because
seen.
no one does.
This is not something I've seen, I've heard, because this is after I joined the council. This is the first time I'm hearing. But at the same time, thank you for bringing this, and you shouldn't be going through this. Thank you for bringing this over. I think you're making it clearly 2 points.
So
The
we're going to be
spotlight.
back every town council from now until it's fixed.
So
That's
we are
gonna be
making
our-
two points clearly: spotlight and the garbage trucks.
And the stockade fence, just
And the
disregard, he
fence.
planted
And the fence.
his car.
Thank you.
So that's 3 things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are aware now. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Everyone has been, for the record.
Not-
Yeah, you've been here for 4 years, you know.
We didn't know the problem was ongoing. That's what I'm saying to you. We have not been told, the people on this council have not been told that was an
Barry on this
ongoing
council?
problem. No, he's not. He's not an elected official of the town. The 5 of us have not been told that this was still an ongoing problem, just to be clear.
To be clear, the town attorney has not been aware?
I was not aware, no.
Whoa. Okay, thank you.
And by the way, I joined the council 3 months ago, and
You're the
council.
only one,
met
yeah,
Tony.
and if you don't have, if
No,
you
but
don't
I
know,
appreciate it.
that's
No, I
totally
appreciate it. I
fine.
don't
But
mean
the 4 mayors
to.
do.
Sorry, no, thank you, but
The town
I
attorney
don't
knows,
mean to say
Barry
that
knows.
I will wash my hands. Thank you for bringing that up, and that's why I was specific about it, that these are the 3 points you are bringing, right? One, again, is spotlight, the garbage trucks, and the fence, right? So thank you.
Thank you.
16 Mount Pleasant Parkway, Tim Foley, hello again. We talked about my mother-in-law's issue with the dumpsters blocking a driveway. And also, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, those dumpsters are being picked up. That's the new thing that she just told me. So the garbage pickup is way too early in this town for dumpsters. I mean, it's not,
I'm good.
What kind of
I'm
dumpsters?
good
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
But
That
6
is not
a.m. was
allowed.
too early.
But this is not, but I can't, I have a feeling, at least the first incident that we heard about behind the Livingston Mart is not our town. I assume it's a private, it's private.
It's
So that's
private.
somewhat. Yeah, exactly. So that's somewhat, so I just, it's not the town one. I don't know about this situation, if this is private or not. I assume it's probably private as well, because it's on a commercial property?
it's on commercial property,
So-
and there's.
so it's also
there's-
private.
There's three small dumpsters and the roll-off.
Yeah, but I'm
also.
just saying, it's not the company that we use for the
Right.
residential.
But this first I'm hearing about this
Correct,
one.
correct. So, again, I mean, it's a mess back there. Again, the 4 dumpsters are blocking a driveway. It's supposed to be a driveway. There's cut in the curb for a driveway, there's a driveway around that garage back there. And it's overflowing. The same garbage, pallets and a toy ship that somebody disregarded. I mean, she hears it all the time. Unfortunately, her bedroom's on that side of the property that is there. But it's getting a little out of hand, and again,
Tim, I don't mean to eat into any of your time. Barry, have we sent anybody out there?
Yeah, not on the-
And is it legal for the dumpsters to be in the
The dumpster, well,
driveway?
we have sent people out there. I know they've been out there. The timing of the pickup is the first I'm hearing of it.
well, this is the first time my mother-in-law told me about
Right,
the early.
No, my question
Yeah.
was, is it legal for those dumpsters to be there?
I haven't seen where the dumpsters are. They're allowed to have dumpsters. I'm not sure what the driveway you're referring to. Is it, whose driveway is it that it's blocking? Or
It's actually the sign, the billboard sign. That piece of property right there on South Mitchell and Livingston Avenue,
Right.
and Mount Pleasant. But there's a driveway that goes in towards Livingston Pizza, and then there's a garage that Livingston Glass used to use, but now it's the flooring guy. And it's supposed to be a exit and an entrance. That's how it was for years. Dumpsters always used to be near the buildings. Then the floor guy brought in this roll-off dumpster, and they just threw it next to the other 3.
Okay, I'm reading, Mr. Lerner has shown me an email from Marty from 2 weeks ago. He had been to this site. The owner did not do what he was going to do. He was supposed to relocate the one dumpster, remove this, and place a regular size and color dumpster.
Yeah, because the
It
one is like
doesn't sound like
neon
he's
green.
still done it, so I will make sure Marty's aware he hasn't done it and go summons him.
All right, I appreciate it. I mean, again, I mean, it's lime green. I mean, the other ones are green, normal color dumpster, but again, it's blocking the driveway. Technically, it's blocking the driveway. Because we used to, I mean, I've been in this town for 50 years, and it was always an entrance and exit. And for the past 10 years, for some reason, because of lack of maintenance of the property, they shut down that one driveway, but technically, it's still a driveway.
And that would be the furthest one in that's right next to the house?
Right next to the house, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
All right, and again, just this past weekend, she told me about the early morning pickups. So, again, that's something I think is possibly town-wide issue, you know, not just my. Well, it is commercial property. No, it's not residential. It's all commercial. Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Yeah, but Deputy Mayor, I'm sure that there's some sort of ordinance where dumpsters should also have fencing around them or something like that, and not be permanent structures. It sounds like this has been pretty permanent lately, because, Tim, I like seeing you here at the council meetings, but I'm kind of getting tired of it at the same topic.
Same topic.
So, but.
Well, we got rid of one of your topics tonight. We got rid of.
We're getting there, Tim.
One down, one to go,
One down,
Tim.
one to go.
But, Barry, can you at least share the ordinance with the council?
Yeah,
in regards
we'll
to
send you
dumpsters
that,
and times and all,
and,
and pickups and all of that?
we'll
So
do
at
it.
least we're aware of it.
Tim, what is the, I guess you should tell us who the commercial property is, unless you did, I'm sorry, I was talking to Councilman Patani for a minute. Because those are the people I think that we need to send the.
So
That's what Barry needs
the
to say.
property next to my mother-in-law's house, I got my mother-in-law's house here, I got the synagogue behind us,
Okay.
all right? And then we have the billboard sign that has in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
They actually own that whole strip from Mount Pleasant to my mother-in-law's property.
Okay.
And then you got, I can't think of the name of the barber shop.
Yeah.
The barber shop and Livingston Pizza is and the floor place is another partial. And then you have, sorry, but Harry's Hardware, the old Harry's Hardware, and then you got the synagogue. So you got three different owners right there. So again, the corner building just got sold not too long ago.
Yeah, I
I would say
guess
within a year.
it just got sold,
You know, because they painted it, they painted it all up and everything. So,
Okay,
I'm not sure who the owners are.
Because those are people, like, you know, obviously with the other situation, we kind of know who controls the dumpsters. I just don't know.
Well, the one dumpster, the lime green one, unfortunately, that's Dave's, the epoxy guy, the flooring guy. I mean, he's just been there for 6 months, but it's always overflowing. There was a bigger dumpster there at one time. I guess they brought in a smaller one, but now it just seems like it's always overflowing.
So on some of these dumpsters, Barry, if I remember correctly, I don't know if they still have to, but at one time, they actually had to put who owned the dumpster, not the commercial owner, but actually the garbage company that owned them. Put their names on those dumpsters, right?
I do believe they do.
So I think that would be a way at least to maybe contact the owners of these, the dumpsters, and see who's picking, because they're picking their own garbage up, and the same might be through. No, even behind that fence that says 6 to 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know when I had my own business, we had like Waste Management, who owned it, used to put their own stickers on there with the names and their phone numbers on there. That's why I was like.
So Barry, why don't we just find
I'm just
whoever
trying- I'm
name
just
is on the
trying to
dumpster?
Good question, but I tried that path already.
So out of the 4 dumpsters, there's 3 different companies.
Okay, so maybe we got to reach out to all 3 companies. That's very simple.
You got Waste Management, you got Direct Waste Services, and then the other one is Been There, Dump That.
So maybe, so maybe you need to send those names and phone numbers, at least the names onto Barry or onto, so we can, with the copies of Marty, and have these, we have to really contact these people and tell them what the rules are.
Yeah,
That,
no problem.
that's at least a way to start if we don't know which company is the actual, the one who's causing the issues.
Right, okay. But the main issue was all those dumpsters being out right in the driveway, right on the property line. Yeah, so.
Great. Thank
all
you,
right.
Tim.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you. Anyone else on public comment?
I'd like to close. Ina, anything? No? Ina?
Yeah, come on.
Good, you can say it.
Yeah. Sure. Fun
Nothing
and
negative to say.
festivities.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Ina, 10 Wildwood Avenue. Tomorrow, we're celebrating Israel in the community center at 4 o'clock. I know that some of you are coming, so I'm very excited. As I'm one of the organizers, I know it's going to be fun. It's going to be a little more structured this year, and the music should be a lot more fun, more food options. And if everything goes well, we'll even have a bounce house and obstacle course, so which is going to be a nice touch.
Yeah.
So please join, and if whoever's listening,
Is that an
more than
adult-sized
welcome to
obstacle
come.
course?
Say it again.
Is that an adult-sized obstacle course?
I'm going to raise
I
Sean.
think it'll fit you. Yeah, I think we could all use it.
My direction
it-
is food. There's going to be food.
Yeah.
Yep.
Food, yes. And 7 o'clock is the flag raising at the town hall. So thank you. Looking forward to seeing everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And as I said with the API picnic, thank you for all your blood, sweat, and tears that has gone into the planning and all of that. And we look forward to a fun time. Thanks.
I'd like to close this portion of the meeting, public comment.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Aye. What are we up to? Reports of township officials and council members. So we'll go around the horn here. Ann, anything?
Yes, I think you got an email today from Lori about some scheduling for the budget hearings.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Please, yeah, there's 3 dates, the 22nd of May, 23rd, and June 3rd. Okay, so let us know. Some of
Okay.
you have already responded, and thank you.
Yeah.
I think I'm.
I've already
available,
responded, yeah, I
believe it or
think.
not.
it'll be good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ann.
Let us
We'll
know.
figure it out.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yep, appreciate it. Adam,
Nothing at this time.
all good?
Yep.
All right. At this time, 10:05. I'm going to have very little at this time, too. Barry, good?
We actually had a very successful Pick It Up Livingston Day, even though the weather wasn't great, but we had a good turnout.
Oh, good. All right.
And we celebrated
numbers?
somebody's 75th birthday while we were picking up garbage.
Yeah. Yes.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Russ.
Russ.
You got to sing a song then?
I wasn't going to say the number, but it's out of the bag already. Let's see. Jared?
Thank you, Mayor. No report tonight.
Great, thank you. Carolyn?
Just that the town hall is going to be open till 9 o'clock tomorrow night to accommodate late night voter registration, so Livingston will be open.
Great. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Let's see. Caton?
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I just want to start with a couple of shout-outs. One is we had a remarkable, a very unique event last Friday conducted by LACD, LCDI. It's called Fashionably for special needs kids, and the way they walked. Oh, thank you for sharing some of the pictures there. That was just so inspiring, and it was amazing to see that. The biggest part was the collaboration between LCDI and LACD, how they came together, sort of brought a lot of energy. So thank you for those, the two organizations. Great job by Hirsch, Andrew, that is, LCDI co-chairs, and Bob for the LACD, and of course the team. I was there with Assemblywoman Begoli, and it was a great turnout. The other shout out is to our veterans. Fantastic Loyalty Day with Deputy Mayor. I was there. Great coverage by our township newspaper, Tribune. That was really nicely done. Very good event there. And then I think the couple of other events were just to remind the residents. You mentioned about API picnic, Mayor. So that's 5 to 8 p.m. on 24th. But prior to that, of course, Ina mentioned about Israel Day, so I won't repeat it. Very excited. Kiwanis Carnival, I think that's the exciting part that's starting. That's awesome. There is a LACD talent show, I think. Yes, it's a special needs talent show at Senior Center, 7 p.m. May 16th. The other one I'm looking forward to is the Holy Celebration, May 18th. If there is rain, it's 19th. And of course, before we meet, by the way, another shout out on the AAPI Picnic Mayor is the AAPI Youth Alliance in school. They are quite active in that effort there. And of course, the parade. Looking forward to be on my first parade there.
Yeah, and good weather.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. I may repeat one or two things, but I do want to congratulate all the lieutenants and sergeants who were promoted today. This week is National Police Week, and I want to just thank all of our entire police department with our police chief, Gary Marshutz, and the new lieutenants. But if you see a police officer this week, just thank them, as you should always be thanking them. They also last week had a great ice cream with the police officer. That was a great event. I do want to congratulate Pat Campanile for being selected as Livingston Unico's Unicorn of the Year. I think next meeting we'll be recognizing Pat here. As Councilman Botani had mentioned, the Kiwanis Carnival starts Tuesday through Saturday. Hopefully no rain, and everybody comes out and has a safe and enjoyable carnival. While I'm mentioning the town service organizations, Rotary Summerfest will be held on Sunday, June 9th at the gazebo area. I'm looking forward to also Livingston Celebrates Israel and the flag raising tomorrow night. I believe we're at the community center at 4 o'clock, and flag raising is at 6:30. Oh, 7, I'm sorry. 7, I got to change that on my calendar. The Livingston Golf Outing is this upcoming Monday. As Councilman Botani also said, there's an Indian Holy Celebration, the Festival of Colors, on Saturday at the gazebo from 12 to 4, I believe. This Thursday, the council is invited to the Volunteer Fire Department's annual inspection. I just want to say thank you to all of our emergency service volunteers. And the last thing I want to say is, I want to congratulate my son, Michael. And I know he's not going to be happy by me mentioning his name, but I'm so proud of him. On Friday, one of his coworkers was choking, and he did the Heimlich maneuver. And the person is okay now, but I'm just proud of my son, Michael. So way to go, Mike. That's it.
Thank you, Sean.
Busy time of year, I guess, huh? First of all, I want to congratulate again the History Bowl team from the high school. The varsity History Bowl team was #1 in the nation. They beat out 130-something other teams in the national tournament. So again, national champs. Mayor, maybe we can get them in, because
I think we should.
that certainly
We have a
sounds
lot
like
of
something
national
worth
champs.
celebrating. Again, Livingston is just incredible. I want to just talk about, I mentioned Pick It Up again. Russ, thanks for your leadership on that. Again, hundreds of people out there cleaning up tons of stuff. Thank you so much to the police who work on the Sunday to help make sure everyone stays safe. Thanks so much to the DPW who'll go around on Monday and pick up all the enormous amount of trash that gets picked up on the sides of the road. And thank you so much to everyone who organized it and participated. This is a great event, and everyone should do it next year if you didn't do it this year. For everyone who is commemorating and celebrating Israeli Memorial and Independence Day, we're going to be celebrating it, as we said, in Livingston tomorrow. So come out to the flag raising at 7 o'clock. I want to also extend another congratulations to all the LPD promotions that we took in tonight. I think that a ceremony like that, where you can see so many police officers coming here to support those who are getting their promotions, it just shows you what kind of police department we have. You can see from our chief what kind of leadership we have, and you can tell from how this town government runs that public safety is our highest priority. It's always our #1 budget item, and we're always looking to see what we can do to improve on that front. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Sean. Ed?
I'm going to keep it short.
I am too.
Everybody said a lot of stuff, but just two things I want to add on. Councilman Botani was talking about the LCDI fashion show. Big shout out to town resident Mindy Shire, who runs an organization called Runway of Hope, who also participated in that program. She had a representative there while her daughter was graduating University of Texas that evening. She's a national company who got picked up by, I think, Tommy Hilfiger for the clothes that she puts out, and I know she participated in that, so I just want to thank Mindy for that. I also want to congratulate all the police promotions, but the one thing I noticed when the chief read the bios of everybody, everybody has been here for, I think almost everybody's been here for over 20 years. Everybody who got promoted tonight. I think that really says something for the town of Livingston, for the police department, that long time serving people. I think that's really important, and it's a very good quality of what goes on in Livingston, and for our police chief, so we congratulate him for keeping his people happy, and for the town as well. And also the Memorial Day Parade, everything else was mentioned, but since I am the representative this year on the liaison for the Memorial Day Parade, I'll throw in a plug for that as well, so thank you.
Great. By the way, it was a great presentation on that fashionably that she did.
Yeah.
It was about ableism.
Yeah, that's what she.
Exactly, and
Yeah, they make clothes for the, it's unbelievable.
It's amazing how they boost their confidence and pride.
Yeah, so she started this here in Livingston. She lives here still in Livingston, and I think it got picked up nationally by Tommy Hilfiger as well.
That's really good.
So, yeah, that's great.
Okay, I'll try to be brief, 10:15. We thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. It was really a great meeting to be here tonight with the future business leader of America, the police department, the promotions, AAPI month, ALS and PFAS, the presentation. So I thank everyone involved in all those presentations and proclamations. Again, the AAPI picnic and Israel Independence tomorrow, which should be fun. I think my fellow council members have gone through the calendar pretty well. One other thing from things we passed tonight, I think, and I thank Barry and everyone involved for moving on a couple of things that we mentioned on January 1st to try to best utilize Lakari and Strawman and 20 open acres there for the best use for our residents. I thank you, Sean, for being on that committee and picking T&M for our landscape architects, and also Barry on appointing for the design professional for the new DPW. I think that's a great step in the right direction for getting that built and getting a shovel in the ground this year. So I think we're making headway on our resolutions, and just a feel-good night with the proclamations and presentations. So with that said, I think we have a little bit more in conference.
Yes, Mayor.
So we'll move to, what do we do again, Mr. Robert Rules? Is this
We're
continued in there?
we're adjourning the regular meeting.
Probably 350,000th on my list of priorities, but yes, what are the Robert rules?
So we'll be adjourning the regular meeting, and we'll be resuming the conference meeting. There'll be no further formal action taken by the council tonight.
Great. Thank you so much, Jared. Appreciate it. Nothing enclosed, right?
I don't think so.
No, nothing. Yeah. I'm going to go around the table.